Hi there, Regina here, week 2 of video updates. That's what I'm going to call it. No, maybe they'll change the name. Anyway, really quickly, a few things that might be important to you. One is some dates that you want to put on your calendar. I wanted to share them with you first before we sent them out to the rest of the volunteers for First Impressions, just so that you can make sure that you can be there and have at least 24 hours before we send it to the rest of the team, so that you're not blindsided by that. So first is church-wide. Every Sunday in March, there will be open houses from 3 to 5 p.m., which are consisting of tours. Anyone is able to come to those. And then from 5 to 7, the building will be open for teams to come and do training. So what we'd like to do for First Impressions is use the time from 5 to 6 p.m. for teams to come and train on March 19th and March 26th from 5 to 6 p.m. Now, of course, there's the 5 to 7 window if you need more time, but I was up there with a team of mine on Sunday, and we were able to do answer all the questions that we needed to in an hour and 15 minutes. So speaking of training, I am writing a template for all First Impressions teams for training with a focal point on 3 things. One will be casting the vision. The second one will be details and function. And then the third one will have something to do with how all of our First Impressions teams will be working together. So I'm working on drafting that up, hoping to have that done in the next 48 hours for your eyes first, yours and Pastor Eddie's eyes first. And then I will build it out with you, what you think you need, and print copies and tweak it, but I will do all the administrative work for you to make sure that gets done. I love the teaching and training part and building curriculum. That's what I did professionally for a bunch of years in my other life. So I'm excited to do that. We have some things on paper that we're working out, but I just wanted to let you know that that's coming and that we are going to be a resource for you. We're working that out. The other thing I want you to save the date for and be mindful of is that on Sunday, April 2nd, Pastor Jeff Little is working on some really encouraging words for all of our Dream Team volunteers. So we don't know exactly all the details of this, but it will be from 5:30. We'd like you to plan to be there from 5:30 to 7:30. We may finish early with it. We're not sure that it's going to last that long, but 5:30 to 7:30, childcare will be provided. We're working that out. So stay tuned for more details. Like I said, again, I'm sharing those details with you right now, or that bit of information with you first, so you have a little bit of time to digest it before we send it out to all of First Impressions. Okay, so that's number one. The second thing is I just went through another training today, which I was really grateful for. It's going to make the administrative processes of getting volunteer applications and help for people with Planning Center online profiles a lot easier, so that more of the focus of your directors taking care of the leaders and leaders taking care of the volunteers is on relational time and focus rather than administrative tasks, which I'm going to be picking up, and I have people that are carrying weight for me to do that. So I just want to remove as much of that as possible. Be patient with me. Same thing with our shadowing process. We are developing that out with clear explanation of what the onboarding process looks like. Also working on an offboarding process. So be patient. That's coming as well. There's a lot going on there. The other thing I wanted to share with you is Easter is being talked about already. So be patient. We're trying to figure out how many services and what time. It will more than likely be more than 3. But that is going to be our second weekend in our new permanent home. And I want to let you know that we're thinking about what does Easter look like and how many services, so that we can start the signups that we need to make sure we get those teams filled. I know that y'all are talking to Pastor Eddie about who's going to be leading which teams and which times, and so that's going to be getting fleshed out. The sooner the better, so that I can build up our Planning Center online schedule for the new building, as well as clean up all of our assignments and whatnot in Fellowship 1. I think that's it for now. I just want to thank y'all for serving and for your patience. This is a lot, and I mean, I'm feeling like there's just a lot to know and to get better at. And so I'm thankful for your grace and patience as we're working this out. If you have any questions about anything in particular, please let me or Pastor Eddie know. And so we can get that taken care of. Oh, the last thing, if you already know of any supplies or resources that you need for your training nights, feel free to let me know and I can purchase those and make sure that they're ready and prepared for you. Oh, and the other thing, one more thing, is feel free to use that time that's not slated for First Impressions training, the first 2 Sundays in March, and go over there and take people from your team and just, it's not training, but just getting them in the space, because every week something is changing. So please feel free to use that space. And I think that's it. Have a great week.